would you say, talking about tripping a horse out and perfect, you're doing my job better than I am. Was your master stroke test of faith this whole last bunch of weeks? How you raced her in the Breeders' Crown Final? I mean, that was a tough division, and she had the best trip, and I mean, it was amazing to watch.
It wasn't best trip, but I mean, it was like the best one I could work out. She did the 8, and actually there was more action than I thought there was going to be. You know what? With her, I just got to have her somewhere close, and like she's real good. As long as I don't like drive her really crazy, I mean, she pretty much can finish it off all right.
So she's a horse that you maybe drive off feel, like you kind of just
I mean, like in certain races like there, in my plan in that race there was to leave, but like when the gate folded, it kind of changed.
Dexter flew out of there and right around you, and
and I actually ended up on Yannick's back, and I felt pretty good about that. And but she, you know what? She's a strong horse. Like she's another one. Like she can take some abuse and still have something left. I mean, like she's one of the few that she's pretty awesome.
And we're not done with racing for the year, but man, all the other horses that were supposed to win Breeders' Crowns didn't, and she did. So, like you said, you got 2 horses of the year, and she's making a real strong case for third. You're only mare or filly.
Yeah.
So is that a little different driving the boys versus the girls? The divisions are a little different. The races are a little different. I mean, it's kind of a little weird that the fillies don't get as much respect, but the races are still just as important.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely, and I mean, like she's been beat twice this year, and I mean, that's something to say right there. I mean, I think she's had 13 starts and 11 wins, and
one of them was 2 in one day. She lost the Jugette by having to race twice in one day.
She would, if she would get Horse of the Year, she deserves it, because I mean, she's been ultra tough at 2 and 3, and I mean, like, not too many of them can do what she's done, and I don't think you've seen the end of her.
From the inside out, Notorious Pink, Marcella Hanover, Think of Galaxies, She's a Freak Like Me, Grace Hill, Mackie Hanover, Blue Diamond Eyes, Test of Faith, Firestart Hanover, and Scarlet Hanover on the outside. A field of 10. Breeders' Crown Final, 3-year-old filly pacers for $600,000, and here they come. They're off and pacing, and it's Grace Hill going right out for the early lead. Blue Diamond Eyes up on the outside. Notorious Pink gets away at the pylons. Taking a seat into the turn, Marcella Hanover is there 4th as they race around the turn. Firestart Hanover up on the outside. Now 2nd and going right on to the top. Grace Hill is there 2nd. Notorious Pink racing 3rd. Racing 4th, Marcella Hanover 5th at the pylons. That's Blue Diamond Eyes as they race down the backside. Racing 6th on the outside, Test of Faith. Think of Galaxy is 8th, opening quarter, 27 flat. Down the backside, going to the halfway station. She's a Freak Like Me on the inside, and trailing the field, it's Mackie Hanover. Going to the halfway point, showing the way, Dexter Dunn, and Firestart Hanover has the margin by a length and a quarter. Right there, 2nd is Grace Hill as the race by the halfway point, and 55-4, 28-4, second panel into the final turn. On top of the field, it's Firestart Hanover by a length and a quarter. Moving up on the outside, here comes Yannick Jinga, and Blue Diamond Eyes now 2nd. Grace Hill racing 3rd, 4th on the outside. Test of Faith now with the cover around the final turn, going to the 3-quarter mark. Scarlet Hanover, 3 back on the outside flow. 1:23-2, 27-3 backside. Less than an eighth of a mile to go. On top of the field, Firestart Hanover. Test of Faith closing in with every stride on the outside. Battle to the wire. It's Firestart Hanover, Test of Faith, Blue Diamond Eyes. Scarlet Hanover comes late, but it's all Test of Faith.
Is there a Breeders' Crown, maybe that you finished second or third that you're like, man, like I wish I could have that one back?
I'm sure there is. I mean, I'm sure there is. I mean, I'm sure there's ones that
Is
where
it like Pet Rock that sticks out in your head that you're like, oh man, I could have had that one?
yeah, that was kind of a tough loss, but I mean, it was to foil it again. I mean,
He's all right.
yeah, he's all right.
He's all right.
Yeah, but there was ones, where like you're sitting fourth at the rail, and like you get out late and they come charging, and you're like, man. Nothing really comes to mind at the moment, or like I was like really disappointed in myself. But I mean, like, I'm sure anytime you're second, like, or second or third in a Breeders' Crown, it's like, people are pretty excited or pretty happy or satisfied or whatever. But I mean, yeah, I try to give them the best shot I can, with what I got. But yeah, nothing really comes to mind right offhand.
When you won the 5 at Woodbine in 2015, and then you only won 2 the following year, were you upset about that? You're like, I like winning 5 every time. Like, I just want to do this.
Yeah, no, not at all.
That seems like something.
What? I'm just glad I don't get skunked in them. I mean,
you did, I think, in 18.
Yeah, I'm sure I have.
That must have but I mean, like, it's like highs to nope, nothing. I got nothing.
Yeah, I've been buried a few times, as a driver. So I mean, like, yeah, you never know what's around the corner. Like, just got to keep going to work and showing up.
I'm just surprised that since 2015 you haven't been walking around with like 5 rings, a big necklace. Just like, how often do you remind the guys, like, yeah, you may have gotten, but I got 5. Like, how is that something that you throw in?
Well, I will tell you this: last year at Hoosier, Dexter had won 4, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's all right if he wins 5. We're tied. And we went into the last leg, and he was a favorite with Better Swish.
Yeah. Last race, open pace.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? He's got a chance to tie my record, which was fine. I mean, I had.
He's lying. He's so lying right
now.
No,
I have no problem at all. But I had a horse in there called Century Farroh, and like he was, he'd been racing good. He was a great horse and all this and that. And I got away third, and I just sat in, and he got loose late, and he got up to win. And I mean, like, that was a great win for the connections. I mean, Dr. Ian Moore and Joel and Paula Smith, they had the horse, and I stopped Dexter from winning 5.
It's the Breeders' Crown, presented by TVG. Ready for the start? And they're off in the Breeders' Crown. From the inside, section line Big Rye. From the center of the track, Backstreet Shadow. Western Joe is away well. Century Farrow forwardly placed. Better's Wish looking for early racing position as they charge into the first turn. Dorsoduro Hanover is next. This is the plan. Down to the inside, Filibuster Hanover coming away in 8th. Then it's Sintra and Dancin' Lou. The opening at quarter, 26-3. They're on the backstretch now, and in the clear, Backstreet Shadow, Tim Tetrick leading by 2. Century Farrow to the inside, follows along in second. Western Joe gaps in third. Better's Wish has taken a seat in 4th. Section line Big Rye will follow 5th as he tips to the outside, flushing the cover. Down on the pylons, it's Filibuster Hanover. Dorsoduro Hanover to the outside, followed by This Is the Plan. Arriving at the half, 54-1. Backstreet Shadow leads by a length at his wheel in second. Better's Wish. Century Farrow to the inside, races in third, and section line Big Rye is perfectly placed by Smith, second over 4th. Down to the inside, Western Joe blocked in 5th. Outer flow, Dorsoduro Hanover. Saving ground on the inside, Filibuster Hanover. Coming to the top of the stretch, they make the turn. It's Backstreet Shadow leading the way. 3/4 time, 1:21-2. Into the stretch, racing for home of the Breeders' Crown. Backstreet Shadow has led much of the way. Better's Wish grinding it out on the outside. Here comes Century Farrow down into the passing lane. Section line Big Rye is stalled called. Bettor's Wish to the inside. Century Farroh coming to the line. Century Farroh wins the Breeders' Crown. He'd won 49.
And nobody, I mean, you should be able to be the one to stop him from winning the 5, right?
Absolutely.
And then this year was a total, we had 5 trainers win their first Breeders' Crown.
Yeah.
Nobody won more than 2, so it was one of those Breeders' Crowns that just, it's like Oprah. You get one. Everybody gets their one. Everybody gets out of the club. Nobody really dominated, and I mean. Burks didn't win one. Alani didn't win one. The Tactor didn't win one. The top stables didn't win any. The most drivers, you had 2. Dexter had 2, I think, and that's it. So that's kind of nice to see you're still atop the leaderboard after all these years.
Yeah, no, I'm very proud of that. And I mean, that's one good thing about racing. That's one good thing about racing is it's never predictable. It's never a guarantee. And I mean, it's up for grabs. I mean, anybody can do it.
Yeah. So, thank you, Dave. And listen, we didn't cover. You've got 29 trophies, I think, by my calculation. We didn't get a chance to go over all of them. Another time, another place. Hopefully, in another couple of years, just like Tom Brady, you'll be doing this another 10, 15 years. So, cheers. Yeah. Thank you very much. And
Thanks, Ryan.
Perfect. Thank you.